What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingDudes.com. And we got a big preview for you here. It is the local prep at Gulfstream Park for the Pegasus World Cup. That's the next big race day for us. We saw our last big race day at Santa Anita, the Malibu Day. Man, what a day. Everybody showed out. 41,000 people in attendance for Malibu Day. A record wagering handle for that day. I was pumped reading that online, and it definitely was a great card. However, the next big day, like I said, is the Pegasus World Cup at Gulfstream Park last Saturday in January. So we got the local prep on New Year's Eve at Gulfstream, Saturday, December 31st. It is the Harlan Holiday Stakes, going a mile and a 16th here on the dirt, $150,000 purse. Grade 3 race. Look, it's an interesting kind of dilemma, right? I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can go in here. A lot of different, horses that it's like, yeah, maybe they'll progress as like a 4-year-old or maybe a 5-year-old and be pretty good. And then there's some where it's just like, I don't know what this horse is yet. So interesting to me. I think we're going to get a couple of runners out of this race. But, for right now, let's talk about who we think is going to win. Okay, so I, again, debated on this one for a while. I went number 7, Skippy Longstocking on top in this race. I can't say without laughing because this is a horse I really did not like for a lot of the year. Then all of a sudden, he showed up at the Belmont, and he ran third, only beaten 6, and he put a lot of pressure on We the People that day and really kind of set it up for those 2 Pletcher runners. I was like, okay, he's not bad. We're going to back him at the West Virginia Derby. He looked great. He ran a great race there, and I thought, this is a pretty nice horse. Now, the bad news, if you're going to back him, A, he's probably going to be a short price. B, he did not run very well at all the last time we saw him in the Pennsylvania Derby. Could be a lot of excuses for that. Sometimes you show up at parks, that track is just kind of wonky, and you never really know if they're really going to love it, hate it, or whatever. Also, the track really favored speed that day at Parks. If you were watching all day, he was nowhere near the lead like usual. He was more like 4 or 5 lengths off of it instead of a half or a head off of it or even in front. So he has a little bit of an excuse for every one of those starts. Here's the deal: he gets Irad or Ortiz Jr. aboard. I think that is a really good sign. When he rides for Saffie Joseph, it's usually a horse that's ready to run a huge race. So I'm going to put Skippy Longstocking on top. I don't say that often, but I've really grown to kind of respect this horse over the course of the season. I love horses that show up and try to dance every dance, and that's what he's done. And at times he hasn't ran well, but other times he's been really good. So Skippy Longstocking on top for me. Easy for me to say. Let's go to the number 4 Simplification for second here. It's just a horse that he's trying to get back to that form he showed earlier in the year at Gulfstream when he looked great in winning the Fountain of Youth, and he ran a pretty good third in the Florida Derby. And, even you go to the Kentucky Derby, this horse ran 4th. So it kind of all fell apart for this horse after it, though. Did no running in the Preakness, was beaten by 6 1/4 by Skippy in the West Virginia Derby. Pennsylvania Derby ran a little bit better. Then he went to the British Cup Mile and was kind of beaten, pretty badly again. The people have been really high on this horse for a while. I was earlier in the year, but he just hasn't shown enough for me to get excited and put this horse on top. However, I do think in this race, it's a pretty good spot for him. I like the distance for him. I think he'll run okay. I've got him in there for second. I think Simplification is a horse that they would love to get in the Pegasus World Cup. These are local connections. They'd love to have him run in that race. All right, finally, we'll go to the number 8 Clapton in third. It's a horse that's moving up in class, but has, shown to be formidable at times. Gets Tyler Gaffleone aboard. This horse has hit the board in a lot of kind of tougher races, so I think he makes a lot of sense in here as well. All right, so we're going to go 7 Skippy Longstocking. Oh my, 7 Skippy Longstocking on top, the 4 Simplification in second, and the 8 Clapton in third. You shouldn't be drinking while you're doing these, and then you get those names wrong. All right, guys. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you really like what we're doing here at RacingDudes.com, you want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this, all you got to do is hit that subscribe button and you will get alerted. We do race previews and a whole lot more. I think you'll really enjoy it if you haven't done it already. All right, guys, thanks everybody for watching. Most importantly, good luck if you're playing Gulfstream Park on Saturday.
RacingDudes.com is your home for the best free picks for every race, every track across the country. We're ramping up for the 2023 Kentucky Derby, and we want you to join us in the fun. Subscribe to Racing Dudes YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you never miss a single video. Want to make money betting horses? Bet with the Racing Dudes.